Welcome, adventurers! Today we embark on a deep dive into the lore of Turmish, one of Faerun's most remarkable, yet often overlooked regions. Known as the Heartland of the Reach and the Land of Surprises, Turmish is famed for its rich landscapes, progressive society, proud traditions, and unique mysteries. Let's begin with the land itself. Turmish is shaped like an arrowhead between the Orzrawn and Afrun mountains and the Sea of Fallen Stars. Its rolling farmlands, orchards and vineyards are separated by fieldstone fences and hedgerows. The fertile earth, nurtured by a warm, humid, subtropical climate, makes Turmish the breadbasket of the Vilhon Reach. Small villages and hamlets, rarely marked on maps, speckle the lush countryside. Most Turmishans live close to the land, preferring rural life over urban bustle. Even in settled regions, nature holds sway. Wild stands of trees and thriving wildlife are ever present. Open plains are rare, replaced instead by picturesque fields and wooded vales. Turmish's coast, while rocky and often rugged, especially after the spell plague altered sea levels, was once a boon for trading, as its deep northern seabed allowed ships to dock nearly anywhere. Inland, creeks and pools, called draws, compensate for the lack of major rivers. But the meandering roads and labyrinthine lanes make the countryside notoriously easy to get lost in. Natural boundaries created by the Orzrawn and Afrun mountains aren't just scenic. They're also volatile, containing active volcanoes like Mount Kolimnis and Mount Andrus. These peaks have, over centuries, smothered cities, ended powerful clans, and periodically reminded Turmishans of their land's unpredictable might. The ancient Hallandar Road runs from Arlagon, Turmish's capital, southwestward, but the rest of the country is veined with meandering dirt lanes. Getting lost, even for an army, is a real risk, giving rise to the proverb, "Most folk give up and just settle down." Abundant wildlife roams the fields and forests, from squirrels, fowl, and fish to more exotic monsters like bullets and peritons. Some monsters, as local lore tells, are descended from magical experiments centuries ago. Though dangerous creatures exist, vigilant militias and a population skilled in self-defense mean raids are infrequent and rarely successful. Turmish owes much of its unique beauty and abundance to careful human stewardship, a theme woven through its society, government, and economy. The capital, Arlagon, stands as the center of political and cultural life, but most settlements are fiercely independent. Towns and villages cluster near crossroads, keeps, and temples, maintaining self-sufficiency. Turning to governance, Turmish's Assembly of Stars, also known as the Free Council, is elected by free citizens regardless of race or gender. Councillors serve short terms and are sometimes nominated by rivals hoping to sideline potential competition. The Assembly selects a chief executive, called the Lord of Turmish or Marcrown, to manage national affairs. This unusual system encourages pragmatic governance and limits entrenched authority. In practice, most towns enjoy broad autonomy, as long as they pay taxes and uphold the Assembly's essential laws. The system fosters both stability and a culture where local customs thrive alongside national identity. Law in Turmish draws from the ancient Enlil. While piracy and smuggling are crimes in the books, enforcement is inconsistent, and local groups, particularly gnomes and even goblinoids, sometimes mete out their own strict justice. Criminals find Turmish both a refuge and a land where wrongdoers are seldom tolerated if caught. For defense, Turmish's greatest asset is its people. Well-organized militias, often recruited from its famed mercenary companies, patrol borders and respond to emergencies with impressive speed and discipline. The Navy is a citizen militia too, with privately owned ships pressed into service when needed, though this approach makes it challenging to control piracy completely. One singular feature is the legend of the ghost swords, supernatural apparitions said to appear by moonlight, guiding or warning the virtuous, Inspired by this legend, a real-world militia, the Ghost Swords, serves as local guardians. These stories blur the line between myth and the vigilant reality of Turmish's defenders. Commerce and trade shape every facet of Turmishan life. The Emerald Enclave, a powerful druidic order, curbs urban sprawl and manages resource use, ensuring prosperity doesn't come at the land's expense. Logging is regulated, trees are often coppiced rather than felled outright, and agricultural methods favour sustainability. Major trade routes cross Turmish both by land and sea. The nation exports glass, salt, grain, timber, and above all, its famous mercenaries. It imports luxury items and metals, principally from dwarven neighbours. Turmish's food production sustains much of the Vilhon Reach, and its status as a hub for commerce is envied or even resented by neighbouring states. Turmish is singular in the Vilhon Reach for outlawing the slave trade. When Turmishan competitors win the infamous Southsand Games, they make a point of freeing the slaves awarded as prizes, reinforcing their national identity as champions of personal freedom and fair dealing. Let's look at society and culture organised around egalitarianism and pragmatism. Turmishans scorn inherited privilege, valuing instead practical achievement and wisdom. Their classless society, accepting a few holdovers in cosmopolitan Arlagon, judges merit by deeds, business acumen, and personal conduct. Education holds immense value in Turmishan society. Literacy, numeracy, and magical ability are identified by coloured dots painted on the forehead. 1 for reading, 2 for writing, and 3 for spellcasting. This custom spotlights knowledge while discouraging false claims. Discovered imposters face swift and severe punishment. This respect for learning extends to the practical arts of agriculture, business, and magic. Turmishan wizards are particularly honoured, distinguishing themselves with animal tattoos and dazzling robes. Wizards here focus on divination, sporting magical tattoos believed to boost their abilities. These light up during spellcasting, a vivid display of Turmishan arcane tradition. Family and personal life show further social distinctiveness. Inheritance customs see many farmers retire early, often at 40, passing the land to their heirs, then becoming merchants or mercenaries. This fosters a uniquely flexible and resilient population with broad practical skills and strong family bonds. Marriage is equally progressive, with group marriages and female-dominated merchant families common. Heirlooms, especially bridal gifts, circulate between generations. Jewelry and ornaments, regardless of value, carry deep sentimental weight, and married men mark their status with a sapphire earring. Hospitality is a pillar of Turmishan life. A guest is expected to present a guest dish or greetings gift, from humble game to fine wine or the much-loved skullcap treat, a snail-filled upturned skull, when visiting. This peculiar delicacy, born from a historic peace feast with the lizard folk of the Halondar swamps, reflects Turmish's embrace of cultural exchange, transforming an initially shocking offering into a cherished tradition celebrated in local ballads. Turmishan cuisine is resourceful, with no food wasted. Hunting, preserving, pickling, and smoking are commonplace, and root cellars serve as both storehouses and, for the desperate, occasional hideouts. The country's cheeses, like Turmish Brick and Turmish Black, and robust, famously winey liqueurs, are sought after in distant lands. Dressing Turmish is practical above all. Merchants wear neat, square-trimmed beards, a mark of their craft, so much so that the phrase "square as a Turmishan's beard" stands for a fair deal. Warriors, however, go clean-shaven to avoid confusion. Tattoos and body markings are widespread, especially among the learned and magical. Turmishan mercenaries are legendary throughout Faerun, valued for courage, honor, and martial skill. They wear ornate armor, blending human and elven motifs, embossed and bright, reflecting pride in their profession. A Turmishan's word is trusted. their contracts ironclad. These warriors travel abroad for years before returning home, spreading Turmish's reputation widely. Archery is nearly universal. Farmers are proud of their skill with longbows, used both for hunting and defense. This readiness further insulates Turmishan settlements from monster threats and cements a sense of communal vigilance. Religion in Turmish is as pluralistic as its society. Chongtea and Sylvanus are widely honoured, alongside Liratir, Ildaf and others. Temple farms, open-air shrines and garden monasteries punctuate the countryside, favouring fertility rites and outdoor ceremonies closely tied to seasonal cycles. The Emerald Enclave's presence means harmony with nature is a spiritual imperative. Notably, the secretive yet welcoming Dancing Ring cult uses ritual celebrations and dance to reinforce both community bonds and the perceived resilience of the nation itself. Local superstitions persist. Mirrors are outlawed in many places due to fears of demon-fueled fetch attacks from the abyss. Seafaring crews paint protective runes on their ships to ward off the lingering magic around Myth Nantar, a locale notorious for curses and spectral dangers. Another intriguing tradition is the ritual burial of gold and gems as seeds to encourage future bounty. These rituals are both personal and communal, believed to bring prosperity, but have inspired treasure hunting and strict legal penalties for theft. Digging up someone's offering is considered an especially dire offence. Education, hospitality, and ritual all converge in Turmish's network of free guest houses along major country roads. Landowners fund and staff these cabins, providing shelter, food, and firewood to any traveller, with the expectation that supplies are replenished and the place left in pristine order. Festivals in Turmish are exuberant and unique. Alongside the standard calendar of Harptos, two stand out. The Feast of the Moon, a celebration of lovers and secret trysts by moonlight, and the Reign of Misrule, a wild, cathartic day when citizens invert social norms, air grievances, and break taboos under strict but temporary license. Throughout history, Turmish has weathered enormous upheaval. Founded atop the ruins of ancient Jamdath, it transitioned from mage lords and dragons to its present republican form. The spell plague and wailing years devastated the land and shrank the inner sea, but the Emerald Enclave's powerful rituals and the Second Sundering restored Turmish's prosperity and farmlands. This determined spirit is embodied in the nation's great heroes. Akbar Bela Kash, renowned wizard merchant and wise adventurer, was famed for his honesty and divinatory prowess. His exploits spanned politics and mystery. Kaladni, originally from Turmish, rose to become royal magician of Cormyr. The pirate Anton Marivaldi, meanwhile, played a fateful role in restoring the inner sea's balance during the tumult of the Second Sundering. Stories and legends abound. Many swear Turmish is honeycombed with extra-dimensional safeholds, while others tell of legendary treasures still hidden in ruined cities or sealed beneath the fields, waiting to reward the next bold explorer with fortune or curse. For dungeon masters and adventurers, Turmish is a goldmine of hooks. From treasure hunts rooted in buried offerings to tangled local politics, strange arcane traditions, mysterious cults, and a powerful spirit of both independence and communal effort, every village and crossroads can unveil a new surprise. So whether you're seeking your fortune, ancient secrets, or simply honest dealings and heartfelt hospitality, Turmish offers a vibrant tapestry where new heroes and new stories await on every lost road, beside every guesthouse hearth, and within every moonlit orchard.